Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to carry on the what if I left with you last time. And of course that what if was if sun or moon never moved to Alola. So this is going to be part 2, and in this part we're mainly going to focus on sun or moon's journey through the Kanto region. So before we start, make sure you have subscribed to this channel so you keep an eye out for part 3 and maybe part 4, because when I got this plan I think it's going to be about 4 parts in total, maybe a 5th, but other than that it's going to be a long series, and you need to be subscribed so you don't miss a single bit. And as well, you get to see my other great videos. But anyway, let's begin this what if. So we start off, because where we left off with sun or moon, let's just say sun for now, that you picked the boy character. Sun just got his starter Pokemon from Professor Oak, and he basically goes off and starts his journey. Now the town I think he would go first is up north through Route 5 to Misty's gym. Now when he's on Route 5, of course there's no trainers for him to battle there. You can't really level up his Pokemon. So, but as you can see, there are some grassy areas for him to catch Pokemon, so you could build up a little team against Misty. So of course he goes off and catch some Pokemon and started getting a bit of a team. So you eventually arrive in the city and you go off into the gym. Of course healed up first, because you know you can't really go in with damaged Pokemon. And talk to Misty. Now Misty's opening line is the fact that there hasn't been a great challenger for a very long time. Not since, what, Gold? When he's went through his journey through Kanto. So battle starts. And of course, her main Pokemon was Starmie, and you end up defeating her. And then after you defeat her, after she gives you the gym badge, she mentioned the fact that she has not had a battle like that since the day she first met Red. Now we all know who Red is. He's the main character of the Gen 1 games. But she also mentioned the fact that she thinks that you could be on the same strength as Red. And that gets you all excited up. You're all excited, and like, you know who Red is, because of course when you and your mum used to watch all the gym battles and all the Elite Four champion battles. And of course you was there. You're very young, but you're still there when you first seen Red become champion. And to hear that news must got you very excited. And then of course in the games world, they must be able to watch all the battles. I do think the battles are recorded and shown on TV, because of course your mother does mention about watching Kukui doing his gym challenge when he was in Kanto. So Misty, at the end of it, tells you to head up north and you'll meet a guy, and he will explain to you more about Red and how the story system works, and that he's probably the smartest man in Kanto / Johto, because don't forget Johto is connected to Kanto. So you head up the bridge. No trainers there because of course Red already battled them all years ago. So there's no like nugget challenge thing. And then you head across, I think it was Route 24, I think it's called. Basically the route that has built housing. You battle all the trainers there, you get more experience, and you eventually meet Bill inside this house. And he welcomes you. And of course he explains the whole storage system, that he's the creator of the storage system, that you can trust your Pokemon with him. And then he gives you details about Red. On the day that he met Red, and of course he's helped him out because his machine turned him into a Pokemon, and Red helped him out. But that's all the information he gives you. So you leave, you feel a little bit disappointed, you feel like you should have had more like a oh, where is he now type of thing. But you never let it bother you. And you just go off and finish your gym challenge. So you head back down south. You go back down Route 5 and you go under the underpath that leads to familiar can't pronounce it. You know what city I'm thinking of. One with Lieutenant Surge. So you go off, go into the Lieutenant Surge gym, and of course he's there. He's a lot older now as well. He's starting to have a bit of grey hair down there and there. You know what I mean. And when you approach him, he's like, oh, let's have a electrifying battle. I had not had one for a long time. So you battle him. Of course, his main Pokemon is Raichu. You beat Raichu and get your second gym badge. After you beat him, he goes, I have not had a electrifying battle like that since I met that boy with the red cap. And of course, you know that he's talking about Red. But that's all the information he gives you. You walk out of the gym with your second gym badge and you head off to the next town. Now you head right past Diglett's cave and you go, what was it, Route, see now I can't remember the Kanto region that well, but you guys know what route it is. It's past Diglett's cave and then you meet where usually the sleeping Snorlax would have been, but of course Red took care of that, so that's all opened up, and you head downwards. So you get to Janet, is that her name? Janet? To Janet's gym. And of course, when you reach that city, the Pokemon Safari's not there anymore. So you just go straight to the gym. Of course, by this time you're a lot stronger. You caught a lot more Pokemon. So you got has a very decent strong team with you when you reach this stage. You go in and you, of course, do the gym puzzle there. I've been forgetting to mention about the gym puzzles, but I reckon the gym puzzle will be exactly the same, like little bit of difference, but still exactly the same how it was back over in like Generation 2. So you go off to speak to Janet. Janet's saying that she hasn't had a strong challenger for a long time, that she hopes that you could prove yourself worthy. So you battle her, you beat her Venomoth, and end up getting a badge. But of course, Janet has never battled Red. So you ask the question, do you know any information on Red? And she goes, no. I have never battled that trainer. But my father, who's used to run the gym has battled him before. And he says on how strong he is. And that there's only one other trainer out there to compare against him. Now that makes you wonder. You know that she wouldn't be talking about you. Because you never met her father. Because that's what her father has said. So you wonder, who is this other trainer that can rival Red? So you head up the gym and you wanna go and find out the answer. And this is basically your quest. You're trying to find answers about Red, where his location is right now, because you just want to go off and challenge him, and because you feel like if you beat him, you'll be the top trainer. And the thing is, you got like nothing like Team Rocket or anything at this stage, because they're disbanded. So you run into no trouble at all in your journey. So you go from gym leader to gym leader. So the next gym leader, because you now got HM Surf. So you could go to Seafoam Island, to where Blaine Gym is. So you talk to Blaine, then of course at this stage he is very old. And he mentioned the fact that he's on his last year of running this gym until someone else comes and take him over. And that he hopes that he could go off with a big bang. So he wants a last great match before he retires from being a gym leader. So you battle him, you beat him, and he ends up laughing. You know, he had a great time. He basically knows that you're a very strong trainer. So he mentions that he just goes, you're just as good as the two trainers I battled before Red. One of them being Red, of course. And you ask the question, oh, who is this two trainers? And he's like, well, there was one with a red cap, but the other was from the Johto region, and he already beaten the Elite Four and the champion at the time when he faced him, but I cannot remember his name. But they were both very strong trainers. And then you end up leaving, and you just stand there, you just think, I'm not getting much information here. Who can I go to get some more information? And you think, wait a minute, Professor Oak. So you travel to Pallet Town, since that's the closest town apart from Cinnabar Island. But of course we all know what happens to Cinnabar Island. It's destroyed. But I do believe Cinnabar Island, by the time of Sun and Moon, it would have been at least rebuilt by then. It's got to be rebuilt by then. So there's people living on that island once again. But it's not too big yet. It's not how big it was used to be. But anyway, of course you pass that island, nothing there for you, so you carry on going to Pallet Town. You meet up with Professor Oak, you ask Professor Oak going, oh, I've been hearing things about these two trainers. I believe one of them was Red. And Professor Oak laughed and go, oh, I remember Red. He lived right here in Pallet Town. And that his grandson was his ultimate rival, and he mentions that his grandson is the gym leader on the town up ahead from Pallet Town. And you think, oh, he might have some answers. So you head up to the next town, but you notice that the gym is closed. And you thought, oh, damn. That's not good. He's not here right now. I had to come back later. So you go off, you go to Pewter City. And of course, by the time you get to Pewter City, you've got a lot more Pokemon with you. You basically, by this time, should have a full team. And you meet none other than Brock. So you challenge Brock. Brock basically says that you cannot beat his Rock type Pokemon. Two other trainers had done before. You're like, oh, so you battle these two trainers I've been hearing a lot about. And he's like, he basically said yes. He says that because Red was, he was Red's first gym battle, and that he's always the one who set him on his path. And then you're just thinking, oh my god, this is the dude that started Red off in his path, the legendary tank trainer, and now I'm facing him. So you're of course nervous, you battle, and you end up winning, of course, getting your 5th gym battle. And Brock basically says to you, you may have the potential as what Red did when he started off in his journey. So you ask, oh, do you know where this Red person is? And he says, I have not seen him in years. So Brock hasn't seen him in years. I don't think any gym leaders have really seen Red in years. He's been going off, being busy. Of course, he spent 2 years up in Mount Silver. But he said that he heard rumours about him going up to Mount Silver. And you think, Mount Silver, that's like on the other side of the league. But Sun knows that you had to beat the league first to go up Mount Silver. So you quickly go off to next town. I would guess that you have gone through Diggett's Cave, and you head back to your hometown, Celadon City. And of course, you finally battle the gym leader in your hometown. Reason you don't battle her first off is because, of course you live in the same city, so I guess Sabrina already knows of you, and you already know Sabrina, and you already know how strong she is. So you thought, oh, I better go off, train up, get a good team going, battle other gym leaders before you face Sabrina. You know how Ruby and Sapphire, they did other gym leaders before they faced their father. I think it's the same situation here with Sabrina. And of course this is the 6th gym you've taken on, so it makes sense that you face her now. So you ask Sabrina, oh, do you know about this Red character? And Sabrina says, yes, it's been a very long time, but he is a very powerful trainer and he has become champion once, but he stepped down to go to Mount Silver. Well, that's what the rumours said. But then you battle her, you beat her, and she basically says something else. She says that she did hear about another rumour, and that Red came after 2 years of being up in Mount Silver, he came back down. So his current location is still unknown, and that confuses you. You think, oh, so is he up Mount Silver or not? And she basically tells you to go off, don't worry about it, go off to the next gym, just complete your journey, because everyone has tried to find Red and no one has found him. He's a very hard person to get in contact with you. So you go off on your journey and you got two more gyms left. And of course, Blue's gym is of course closed because Blue is not there. He's a very busy guy. So you got one more person, and that is Erica and her grass types. So you go off, you face Erica, but this time you just don't ask about Red. And she doesn't mention anything about Red. She's just, before you battle her, she basically says that she hasn't had, like all the other gym leaders, she hasn't had a strong challenger, and that she's very excited to do this battle against you. So you end up battling her, you win, and she basically replies wishing you good luck on the rest of your journey, that you only got one more gym badge to go, and so you could enter the Elite Four. So you know what gym you need to take on, but you're thinking to yourself, oh, the gym leader is not there. What do I do? And this is when you bump into Professor Oak. Professor Oak went to you and told you, oh, I totally forgot to tell you about, but my grandson Blue, he's been away. But he's got into contact with him, told him about you, and that he should be back at his gym now, waiting for your challenge. And you get all excited. This is your last gym badge you need to get before facing Elite Four. So you rush off back, and you finally arrived. You go, of course, go to Pokemon Center, heal up, and you plan out your team for the gym. And you finally enter the gym and finally meet Blue. And you two just stare down at each other. And Blue finally speaks, going, so you're the one asking questions about Red. Well, if you could beat me in this gym battle, I could give you all the information that you need. So you battle him, and of course it was a very close battle between you two, and you do end up winning. And Blue is surprised. He basically said he has not seen anyone else as strong as Red and the champion of Kanto. So you ask, oh, who's this champion of Kanto? He's basically, oh, I'll keep that one a little secret. But about Red, if you want to know where he is, he'll be heading off to Alola very soon. But of course, at the end of the Alola story, you do meet Red and Blue there. And you ask, oh, why is he going to Alola? He said, I can't give that out. I can't give any more information out about that. That is top secret among all champions. But if you want to go and meet him, you will have to become the champion first. So you leave the gym and you knowing what to do now. You need to become the champion so you could get to meet Red, because that's your ultimate goal. You want to beat Red. But while you're walking over to Victory Road, you're thinking to yourself, who is this champion? How strong is he? Is he the guy that can rival Red? So eventually you arrive at Victory Road. And now, of course, you manage to get through it with ease. And it basically made it to the other side, and you're standing right in front of the Indigo Plateau. And you're just thinking, I'm not that far away now. I'm nearly at my goal. If I become champion right now, I meet Red and I could challenge him to a battle. So you enter in, you get your team ready. You got your team of 6 Pokemon. You are ready to take on the Elite Four. Now, the Elite Four, I do believe it has changed since, of course, since Generation 2. So we start off, and your first battle will be against Will and his Psychic types Pokemon. And you end up beating him. Next room, you got Koga, the father of Janet. and you go, and he of course introduced himself as Koga, and you were like, oh my god, you're Janet's father. And you go, oh, so you met my daughter? Oh, of course you have. Since you're here, you must have battled and beaten my daughter. Congratulations on that. But now you got me to deal with. So you end up battling Koga and you beat him. And then after you beat him, you ask the question, oh, I heard you battled this trainer Red. How strong is he really? And you're like, well, let's just say our current champion cannot beat him. And that information gives a lot to you. You now know that this champion is the one that could rival Red, but it also gives you that not even he could beat Red. So it shows how strong this Red is. You go after the third room, and that's where you meet Karen. Yes, you meet Karen, not Bruno. I believe that Bruno, after he loses in Gen 2, goes off and train. Because I feel like with Bruno, he's the type of character, if he loses a match, he will step down from his position. So you go off, train, improve on his weaknesses, so he could come back even stronger. But anyway, now with Karen, of course you face Karen and her Dark types Pokemon, and of course you win. She says congratulations, but the next Elite Four is going to be your toughest match, because he used to be the champion. And of course we all know who that is, and that is Lance. Because yes, he was the champion at one point. So you walk in, you see Lance standing there, and Lance like, you think you could beat the champion? Well, you still got me to go through, and you will have no chance battling the champion. So you end up battling Lance. Lance being cocky as usual. I do feel like Lance is a little bit cocky in himself. He knows how good he is. But he's also really looking forward to the battle. He can see your potential. You can see the strength in your Pokemon. And it was a very, very long battle. But yeah, eventually you win. And Lance stands there shocked going. He is speechless. He says that that you're the third person he ever lost to. No one has come compared to his power. Actually, I lied. Not the third person. It'll be the fourth, because Blue also beating them. Totally forgot about Blue beating him. And now this is where you eventually get into the champion room. You're walking up the steps. And you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, I'm here. I'm so close. And you eventually get to the top, and there he is. No other than Gold himself. And you ask, before your match, you ask the question, are you the guy that can rival Red? And he replies going, that was a very long time ago. And that he only ever met Red once, and that was at the top of Mount Silver. He battled him, and he mentioned the fact that he lost against Red. But he also says that even though he lost against him, I will not lose this battle. You will never become champion. I'm keeping the title. So you face Gold. And it's a very long match. Gold's team is probably one of the best that you ever face. He starts off with Ambipom. I do believe that he, at one point in Gold's, in this official team, he does have a Ambipom. Along with its other members, Togekiss, because of course the Togepi egg he gets at the start of his journey. Either a Hitmontop Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee. I believe he also gets a second egg which has a Tyrogue in it. He also has a Raichu, Sudowoodo from where the Sudowoodo was blocking his pathway, and finally his main Pokemon, his starter Pokemon, Typhlosion. Reason I say Typhlosion over like Feraligatr and Meganium is because in all other media he's always seemed to have a Typhlosion. In the manga he had the Typhlosion, in the anime he had the Typhlosion there. So yeah, I'm basically saying that he has a Typhlosion over Feraligatr and Meganium. But you do eventually end up beating him. You beat him and you become the new champion. You're very excited. You finally gonna get the chance to meet Red. And Gold said, oh my god, I have not lost a battle like that since Red. And then Gold of course takes you to the Hall of Fame. You register your Pokemon, you're the Hall of Fame, you're the new champion. And you're just excited. All you want to do now is just go off and meet Red. But you just think to yourself, wait a minute. I still don't know exactly where Red is. I know that he's heading to Alola. But what part of Alola is he going to? What is he going to do? And Gold's mentioned that all champions is being invited to the battle tree over in Alola, and that now because you're the new champion of Kanto, you also get to go. So this is basically where this part ends. So when we return to Sun, he will be heading over to the battle tree. So if you have enjoyed this what if, and if you're excited for part 3, where we'll be covering Hal and Lily adventure over in Alola, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that like button, and make sure you hit that notification button as well, just so you know when my next videos are coming. And just don't forget, share this video with your friends, family and the other strangers all around the world. And I shall catch you in the next video. Goodbye.